What's up, guys? It's Benny. Kid Rock has a great sense of humor. This is what makes him a great entertainer. In the first Trump White House, he made national headlines by trolling the portrait of then defeated Hillary Clinton just months after her historic defeat. Visiting President Trump in the White House, Kid Rock posed with Ted Nugent and Sarah Palin in front of Hillary Clinton's portrait, smirking. This, of course, probably wouldn't even register as a troll in this White House, where the wheels are entirely off. Joe Biden's been turned into the auto pen, and the George W. Bush and Barack Obama portraits have been completely moved. I know, as a matter of fact, that Kid Rock had a great sense of humor because I went and visited Kid Rock in Nashville. It was an amazing time. And let's just say that in a 3-hour conversation, I've never laughed so hard. He has such great stories. This guy truly is an absolute American legend. But nothing compares to what happened on Fox News last night. What happened on Fox News last night is the single funniest moment in the history of live TV, in my personal opinion. This was Kid Rock and Jesse Waters trading over who's going to have the best Halloween costume. That's the setup. Kid Rock does regularly go on Fox News, and he's a regular guest. And you can see here that he says something that sends Jesse Waters howling with laughter, and the entire studio actually in an uproar. Jesse Waters asked Kid Rock, "What are you going to be for Halloween?" And Kid Rock puts on a mask and says something that sends the whole Fox News studio screaming. Waters in tears. Comedy gold. Comedy's back, baby.
Be for Halloween.
So my whole family is doing Scooby-Doo. My son's going to be Scooby-Doo. I'm Shaggy. So I'm going to kind of dress like you. Big baggy clothes, I got long hair. I'm just going to have a little flask while I walk around. Yeah. There you go. Undercover brother.
Guess what I'm going to be?
What?
Guess what I'm going to be?
Fauci?
A retard. A retard.
Okay. I guess you can be anything for
Greatest
Halloween.
costume ever.
All right, kid. I'll see you out there. Trick or treat.
Oh, man. With the Jesus hat on, too. This is something really, really, truly special. I'm going to be a retard, he says, while wearing the mask and howling with laughter. Now, I can tell you that I shared this clip and it went viral. You can see here Jesse Waters legitimately belly laughing here. I heard from both these men, by the way, because this has now gotten millions of views, nearly 5 million views on X, 7,000 reposts, 69,000 likes. Nice. And both of these men, who I've happened to just know professionally, have reached out saying, and I'm not betraying any confidence by telling you this. Jesse Waters says, "I cannot believe that he said that on air. Can't believe it." I said, "I don't know how you kept your composure, dude." And he did. I literally get Jesse Waters to howl with laughter. And Kid Rock was just really proud of himself. He thinks he told the funniest joke in the history of television. He was clearly waiting the whole time to tell this joke. He has every right to be proud of himself. Kid Rock dresses up as a masked R word, says TMZ. Kid Rock shocks Jesse Waters into fit of laughter when he reveals his Halloween costume. Yeah, the headlines are pretty great. Kid Rock, guess what I'm going to be? A retard. America is healing. This is just like what we used to call comedy. It's not meant to offend anyone or hurt anyone's feelings. It's just straight up bro humor, the kind that jokes that you tell with your friends. Chad Prather, Kid Rock, on what he's going to be for Halloween. You won't believe what Kid Rock's costume is. Again, these clips are all going properly viral. And Jesse Waters asks Kid Rock what he's going to be for Halloween, and he puts on a mask and he says, "A retard." Kid Rock's music blows, but his Halloween costume cracked me up. All right, well, Kid Rock shows Jesse Waters what he's going to be for Halloween. Guess what? Fauci? Nope, a retard. Kid Rock discussing what he's going to be for Halloween. There you go. People are now memeing this. All right. I love it. Laughed out loud when I saw this yesterday. Thank you, Kid Rock. Amazing to see the people still wearing masks while driving alone in the car. You see him, truly hilarious. I watched this on live TV and I was literally laughing out loud. Again, ladies and gentlemen, had an amazing day with Kid Rock. Bob has the best hats. American badass. It was an amazing day. It was a lot of fun. Kid Rock, again, no stranger to the ecosystem. Kid Rock, for instance, says that he and Donald Trump, an end to culture and winning culture. Kid Rock says that he and Donald Trump personally went up to the CEO of Bud Light to set him straight. An amazing clip here.
It's actually funny. Speaking of that UFC fight, I'm standing there with our favorite president.
Right.
And someone comes over to like the CEO of Anheuser-Busch standing right behind you.
Right.
So I go to the POTUS. I'm like, hey, that's the CEO of Anheuser-Busch. Trump's like, you want to go talk to him? I'm like, I do. So me and him go over. We actually had a great conversation.
Really?
Because, you know, if you put this in context, why did this start? It's like, you know, I told him that night, I go, you signaled to a lot of people like myself, like-minded people. Put the trans thing aside for a minute, right? I was like, but by sending that can to the trans kid, you kind of signaled to us you support this lifestyle, and more importantly, like men being in women's sports or in my granddaughter's locker room. Most of us draw a hard line right there. Nah. What are you
have
doing?
A granddaughter. You're like 40,
2 grandkids.
You're like 42 years old. Well, go ahead.
It gets cold in Detroit, Sean.
Yeah, I guess it does.
So I said, you signaled that to us. I said, but speaking of, I was like, you know, if someone wants to be trans, I was like, I didn't rip that kid. I said, F you guys. I said, I didn't even say boycott or cancel. I said, F you. I said, what are you doing? Injecting yourself into this conversation, these polarizing social issues. I was like, you know, you could be doing so much more positive stuff, just making us laugh and drink beer. But I said, if someone wants to dress up like a girl, they want to be transgender or whatever, a lot of people fought and died for them to do that. Go for it. We can coexist. You know, in public places, you might not be my first dinner invite, you know what I mean? And I'm probably not yours. And if you're gay, no one cares anymore, right? We all got gay family members, gay friends, gay coworkers. It's like, cut it out. Just be gay.
You know,
How about, I'm not going to clap louder for you.
You know what I hear you saying? You believe in freedom.
Yeah.
Kid Rock also changing culture by inviting Bill Maher to the White House with Dana White and explaining how that went. Again, this is healing culture. This is creating and healing culture.
100%. Me and Dana both said there's never been that's ever met the president in any scenario that's walked away without saying like, wow, what a great guy. He's so funny, so engaging. He's so smart. And absolutely, Bill even said to me, you know, after that, he goes, wow, that was, you know, everybody's mind was kind of blown. Even the president's, I think, because the president called me late night last night. And, you know, everyone was a little suspect about going into this, and even the president kind of alerted to me a little bit like, what do you got me doing? Right. And I go, man, we're just trying to show people that, you know, even though we've been pretty hard on each other, that when you get face to face, maybe we could have a little more civility in this country and try to bring people together. And that was my whole intention. You know.
And Kid Rock, ladies and gentlemen, just being Kid Rock, right? Remember, he invited Tucker Carlson up on stage during one of his concerts to give a monologue. It was amazing. Here we go.
What's your view of Fauci?
Fauci.
You speak for many when you say that. Did you believe him at the beginning, Fauci?
I believed all the at the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, we were kind of shooting this documentary, and I'm like so embarrassed. I'm like in here, like everyone's spraying off UPS packages and like spraying on the doorknobs. And like a couple months of that, I'm like, what? I'm actually going to try to unite this country, and I'm starting the end of the month. I'm taking Bill Maher to the White House for dinner. This guy who's done nothing but talk smack about the president since day one. But he's a comedian too.
Yeah.
And, you know, I can have conversations with him, you know, if you don't get into Trump, because I'm like, I freaking love him.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't. I'm like, let's talk about other things. We can find common ground. He's actually, you know, more reasonable than a lot of people on the right would think.
I think
especially the last maybe 4 years or whatever. So I said to him, I was doing his podcast, and I said, if I can hook you guys up, this, that, and the other. And trust me, there's a lot more people deserving at that table, you know, for dinner. So it's a big deal to me. Look at what we stay. You know, Springsteen just wants to be in good contention with Hollywood. He hangs out with all them people. He's on their yachts and all this crap. Like, you know, I love some of his music, and I respect some things that he's done, this, that, and the other. But, you know, you start talking garbage about, you know, the president in Europe. It's like, come on, man. Don't be a pussy.
It's bad.
Grandpa is feeling a little frisky today. Let me say something to all of you and be as clear and concise as possible. This has happened at lightning speed. I know you put, I want to make sure Alina Habba gets her credit too, because I know she worked very hard on this, but thank you for making this happen so quick. Anyone who's bought a concert ticket in the last decade, maybe 20 years, no matter what your politics are, knows that it's a conundrum. You buy a ticket for $100, by the time you check out, it's $170. You don't know what you can charge for it, but more importantly, these bots. You know, they come in to get all the good tickets to your favorite shows you want to go to, and then they're relisted immediately for sometimes a 400% or 500% markup.
We had dinner last night, and you rolled up in a Rolls Royce, the Let's Go Brandon edition.
Yes.
So for
With
our,
a Waffle House plate.
with a Waffle House plate. So for our viewers who might want the Rolls Royce Let's Go Brandon edition, like where can you get one?
You go on this thing called Google, and you type in, car badges, Let's Go Brandon, and there's companies that come up. On my truck, I got one that says White Boy Edition. And there's all these crazy things, but it looks official.